I get it in my mail. And they said, are you the girl from 1982 that witnessed this sighting? And I said, I am that girl. And I reached out to MUFON. And then I was telling them that we never did get any of our pieces back. And they were never tested. It just like the whole story just fizzled out. So they said, well, let me check into CUFOS and write them a letter and see if they have your pieces or any record of it, any of this. So a letter was written to CUFOS, and then we got the letter back, or they got a response, and they said, we do not have any record of getting any pieces from the University of Minnesota or anything. However, we do have your mother's letter on file from 1982. Why would they have my mother's letter on file but not have any of our pieces, right?
Right.
So on that letter, and they got a copy of that letter, and MUFON sent that to me, and that's how I found out. I'm like, that was it, because I couldn't remember this guy's name, Robert Engberg. I met him one time, but his letter was his name was on my mother's letter, because on the bottom of it, and that's how I found his name. And it took me like 3 months to find him. And I finally I tracked Robert down, and I said, I need my piece back. I said, you know, what happened? And I told him I was dealing with Jacques Vallée and Paula Harris. And he's like, how do you know them? Well, just a long story. Anyway, Robert found my piece, and we met June of 2021 in Mora at a diner. And he gave me back my piece. He apologized to me, and he even gave me a letter of transmittal. And I have that right here. This is all in my book, saying that he returned the piece back to me since 1982. So here's his proof, their letter of transfer, that he gave it back to me. So at the diner, when he pulled this box out, and I was sitting there, and he took the cap off, the box top off, and he set it right in front of me, I started crying, because I have not seen this piece for 39 years. And to me, this was like a human connection. I say what you want. I literally sobbed over this piece. It was gone from me for that long. It's something my mother and I witnessed together. It was so miraculous, and I got this back. And to me, that this is just, you can't replace this ever. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's how I got that piece back. And I will show you, I'm going to put a glove on here. I'll show you what it looks like. And Martin, I told you that it's growing. It's growing. It's been in this box for 40 years, and it's growing some type of silver, metallic. I shouldn't even be touching it.
Yeah.
But do you see?
I do see it. Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't have a smell or anything.
It wasn't like stored in somewhere damp or anything like that you're aware of.
Nope. And he had it in a safe.
So let me ask, as you're showing this piece, did he say anything about any analysis of whatever the material is?
Basically, he apologized to me. He said he never had it tested. And basically, he said, I mean, he didn't come out and say it, but he kind of like being selfish. He was just going to keep it for himself. And I told him, hey, I get it, whatever. But at least now I've got this back. And he apologized, and we became friends. We talked for, oh my gosh, I talked to him at least a few times a week, and he was really happy that I had it back. And then unfortunately, to tell you this, I got this back in June. And then 3 months later, Robert passed away. He died of a sudden heart attack. So that was really sad.
Yeah. But that was amazing that your timing was prior to that.
Oh,
there it is right there. Now, your gloves.
Yeah, my gloves are camouflaging it. I got to take, I couldn't find a rubber glove, and I got to get some more, but I'll just have to wash my hands. I got to be very delicate with this.
Yeah. So there it is right there. Turn it right around. Keep turning it right around. And it shows, you can obviously see that it was, burned. Looks like it was burned from the inside. And those of you who are listening to this in audio only, I will have pictures of this, but the video itself on YouTube and Facebook, etc., does show her handling this piece. But you will see pictures in the show notes if you just follow that. So there it is. And what what are the plans with this material at this point?
Well, it's not going to be anything cheap to get tested. You know what I mean?
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard that. Yeah.
I've heard it could be thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars because it just has to go through the test. And I may hold the Holy Grail, and I'm the type of person, I have a connection with this because it was gone off all those years for me. And to me, it has sentimental value to it. But I would like the world to know what this is. And I would be willing to put it into a university, or, I would like the world to know what this is. And I would be willing to give that up to just so people could learn or know what this is. Maybe it's from the government. We don't know. I don't know what this is.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to suggest, and we can do this offline, but I know, for instance, Gary Nolan is not a metallurgist. He's not, but he's a scientist with connections and someone that you can absolutely trust. And I think that would be, I can talk to this offline, but I connect you two together. And I think that might be a way to get this, at least the ball rolling on this, because I understand you're correct in your assumption that it's very expensive. And I know that stops a lot of people from doing a lot of things similar. But this, like you said, if this is the Holy Grail, if this you saw this actually come out of a very strange unknown object, then I really think that the world needs to know,
exactly.
at least if this is something off planet, or, maybe it's something that, like you said, maybe it's something that can be explained in some experimental. It'd be hard to imagine the 1982 experimental thing that could do exactly what you're discussing. Mm-hmm. But did you hear any types of noise at all? Any humming, anything at all?
No, it's winter. Our windows are closed, it's winter. But I didn't hear a thing. And even Angie, she said that when she pulled her car over, she had her window down just a little bit. She said she didn't hear. There was no noise to this.
Yeah.
Well, and then I had many neighbors that seen this, Mr. Steiner, Mrs. Mahoney, and of course they're all passed away because they were elderly, then. But there was a half a dozen witnesses. So and then my mother and I and Roland, and yeah. So
and I'm going to ask a couple of questions that have popped up, and if anyone would like to ask any questions, please do put them in caps. So did all the objects look very similar to this?
Yes. This one is intact. It's whole. And what do I say by that? It's whole. It's not broken. It's intact. The other pieces are black charred, but you can tell that they're round and that they got so hot that they literally did not have the shape of the circle. You can tell that they were so hot they like almost broke. So They're like half round pieces, and they're literally black and charred all the way through, inside and out.
So it looked from the looks of things, when these things shot down into the snow, it looked like whatever it was like burning up. Do I have that right?
The light itself didn't burn up. It was nothing like that. The fire came from underneath. But remember I told you how it first hovered? And then it went down really low, about 6 feet off the ground. Yeah. And then when it lifted back up, it kind of did a little, like a bounce, just like that. But then it shot up fast. And then all of a sudden how can a lime green light, solid light, shoot out fireballs? And I'm talking, these fireballs were big. And they had a tail on them. I'm telling you, they were round and they had a tail, and they came down so hard and they hit the snow all over. And these are the embers that were left burning. So,
and I did see other pictures. I was trying to find them. I don't have them. You may have one right there of the ones that were in pieces. Do you have a picture of those?
Oh, yes. I think I have it on me.
But they were all. It seems like they're all parts and pieces of something very similar.
Right. Do you see this picture? That is my mother. But see how much snow we had? I took a picture of my mother. She was outside with a shovel in her hand, and she was looking for pieces, that were burning on the side of the road. We were looking for debris the next morning.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show how much snow we had.
And
yes,
you said it looked like 5 or so that were, there's the plates, right? The plate with them right there.